What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of Swift and Sturdy. My name is Daniel, and I'm bringing you a battle between me and my friend Seth. This is a fun battle, mainly, and to explain why he has Charizard and Mile, he originally thought we were going to do a 4v4 doubles battle, and we ended up doing a 6v6 just because, and we realized it about halfway through the battle. But it's still a great match, and how about we get the show on the road? I also apologize about the quality. So, Seth leads with his. Well, I lead with my Gyarados and Infernape, and he leads with his Umbreon and Infernape. Now, we have two very different Infernapes. Mine's more support, his is all damage. Mine actually has no attack investments whatsoever. He switches out his Infernape into his Klefki, and I switch out my Infernape into my Garchomp. Now I taunt his Umbreon because this also supports Gyarados. And I really didn't want to deal with any confusion or anything that his Umbreon might set up, and I just kind of go for the Earthquake with Garchomp on the next turn. Trying to do as much damage to that Klefki as possible before it can really do anything to my team. And I find it has a Citrus Berry. And I just go ahead and taunt his Klefki as well. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam, which actually does a sizable amount to my Garchomp. And he goes for the Facade, and I'm not sure why he has Facade on his Umbreon, but this is his battle style. He just kind of does what he pleases, which is why I love fighting him. And he makes a really good play here by switching into his Charizard. Doesn't hurt his Klefki anymore, and it's a free switch in. I go ahead and paralyze his Umbreon, and he reveals he has the Lumberry. This Umbreon is obnoxious, and I know if it wasn't taunted, I would be in a very bad position. So he goes ahead and Mega Evolves his Charizard and Charizard Y. And right here, I decided I need to go for the Rock Slide. Because it's the only way I can do a really good amount of damage to this Charizard, and if I miss, then Charizard's going to mow my team over. But thankfully I hit, and his Charizard goes down. It is yet to be EV to take that Rock Slide, but it should be soon. And I just kind of go for the Waterfall just to finish off Umbreon. And he sends his Mile. And I realize now it never intimidated me this whole match. So he's running Hyper Cutter. And he also sends out his Jolteon and protects with it, keeping it safe from the Earthquake. But I misclick and decide it's a great idea to go for a Rock Slide against a Mile. And I do no damage to it. And I just go for the Thunder Wave and paralyze it. He's pretty mad at me at this point because I just keep paralyzing everything. However, it doesn't matter, and he goes for the Play Rough and kills my Garchomp. Thankfully, Rough Skin does a tad bit of damage to Mile, but not a lot. So I send out my Stoutland, and this is where I learned that it was a Hyper Cutter Mile. And I personally love Stoutland. He does a ton of damage. And it's a dog. It's not cool about a dog. Big scruffy dog. He goes ahead and just one-shots my Gyarados. Life Orb Jolteon. I can't take that. I just go for the return and annihilate Jolteon. Which isn't too hard to do. Jolteon isn't the tankiest thing out there. Now, he sends out his Infernape. And I decide I'm going to switch into Reuniclus and protect with Stoutland. Not take that first close combat. And here, I think I just wanted to see his Infernape do a bunch of stuff to my team. So I just go for the Mile and get rid of it. Since it can't do much to me anyway. And yeah, it just sounded like a good idea to me at the time. And so right here, when he goes for Light Screen, he decides that he wants to go for close combat, and I'm like, maybe Stoutland can take this, but I was completely wrong. His Infernape just ruins my Stoutland. And I just go for the Shadow Ball on his Klefki, getting rid of it, get a crit. And this is a Life Orbed Reuniclus, but since I have Magic Guard, I don't take damage from recoil, which is pretty awesome. So I send out my Infernape, and then I send out my Venusaur because I'm like, he used his Mega, I should use mine. So he goes for the close combat, and nearly one-shots my Infernape. I go for the Heat Wave because the other move my Infernape has is Grass Knot, Feint, or Fake Out, which wouldn't do too much either way, so I just go with Stab just to do some damage. And I Mega Evolve my Venusaur. He goes for the close combat again, killing my Infernape. I promise you, another battle you'll see more of this Infernape doing something other than dying. And I just go for the safe Sludge Bomb, and that is the end of the battle. I hope to bring you more content soon. He shall be posting a battle himself sooner or later. Well, talk to you guys later.